Hello, magical being. Thank you for being here today. My name is Elfie, and today we are going to be talking about you are not your mind. Now, you may be thinking, well, if I'm not my mind, then who is the one thinking? Well, you see, you are the awareness behind the thought that you have in your mind. So meditation really helps with honing in on being able to separate your conscious mind from your subconscious mind. And when we learn how to get really still and quiet, we can hear all the thoughts that are racing in our mind. And I would say majority of the time, these thoughts are not us. They are not our thoughts. These thoughts are most of the time programs and conditioning that has been fed to us from a very early age on, and it becomes a belief that we tell ourselves, and then we think that these thoughts are factual and they become our beliefs, and they are not us. So a good rule of thumb is, if you have a thought and the thought is fear-based, that is not the truth. Obviously, there is a grey area. If you were getting chased by a bear and you would feel fear, and if you were feeling fear, then that would be a very normal thought and feeling to be having in that situation. But I'm talking about whole majority of the other times. If you have a fear-based thought, then that is not the truth. If you have a loving thought, then that is the truth, because love is the only truth that there is. So we've established that we are not the mind, but we are the awareness behind the mind. So if you can think of the mind like a vehicle, who is driving your vehicle? Now, you may think that it might be you driving it, but a lot of the time our vehicle is running on autopilot, and it's running this program of pre-fed petrol, if you will, that is not serving the car at all. It's really toxic, dirty fuel a lot of the time. So we are the awareness behind the mind. So with meditation, we can learn how to observe our thoughts like clouds as they pass by, and just let them go. Don't interact with the cloud, but just watch it and observe it and let it go by, and just let it fade away. And we can get to a point where we're not giving so much energy to these thoughts. We can also get to a point where we are the one driving the vehicle, where we are redirecting the thought. So most thoughts start with I or I am. And the words that you say after that create and shift your entire reality. So if your mind is running on autopilot most of the time, you need to be the keeper at the gate. You are the observer or the watcher. You are the one watching the thoughts. You are listening to the thoughts, and you are observing the thoughts and really having this awareness to hear and listen to the thoughts when they come through, and reflect on, is this me? Am I the one having this thought? Do I believe this thought to be true? And if you do believe the thought to be true and it's not serving you, then you can redirect the thought. Now, how we do that is we replace the thought with a positive thought. If you have a thought that is unloving or fear-based, that is not serving you, even if you believe it to be true, but you feel within yourself gross, you feel icky, you feel like, I'm not feeling good having this thought, then you would replace that thought with a loving thought. So, for example, if you were to say, I am such and such, change it to, I am such and such. Something that is loving, something that is lifting yourself up, something that is making you feel good within your body, something that is making you feel warm within your body. And even if that you don't believe the thought, you're going to keep on saying these thoughts, and you're going to reprogram your mind so that it best serves you and your body, so that all of your cells and nerves and your whole entire body and system can recalibrate itself to be running optimally and to be running on the frequency of love, which is best going to serve you, and it's going to serve everyone around you and that you come into contact with. So these can be affirmations as well, or in the moment we are having these loving thoughts. You could write them on a piece of paper, or you can simply say them in your mind. It's good to get into the habit of being the keeper of the gate. Every time a thought comes up, it's like you replace it. Because we have a mind, we are not a mind, but the mind should be serving us and our highest potential. We should not be a slave to the mind. We are the one that should be controlling it and whipping it into shape. So you could also have a piece of paper on the mirror in your bathroom or any mirror to also call in what you want to be, how you want to think, and think about how you are speaking to yourself as well. Would you speak the way that you speak to yourself to a dear friend or someone that you love very much, or an animal that you really love? A majority of the time this would be no. So that's another thing we can keep in mind, and to start really talking to yourself in a way that is really loving and really kind, and having compassion for yourself. You know, mistakes are such a part of life, and we wouldn't be on this journey if there was nothing to learn. So of course we are going to always be learning and expanding together, and part of that is, you know, making mistakes, or even that word, there could be a better word, just simply lessons, you know, lessons and learning. So I hope that this video helped you in some way, or that you learnt something. But remember that you are not your mind. You are the awareness behind the mind. You are the observer. You are the watchkeeper at the gate, the keeper of the gate. So all these thoughts coming in the gate, you're the one that whips them away, or maybe you use a different modality. Maybe you shut the gate gently. Maybe you send the three-headed dog from Harry Potter after these thoughts. Maybe, you know, use your imagination, whatever works for you. But we are remembering that we are the awareness behind our thoughts, and once you can control your thoughts, everything changes. I hope this video helped you in some way, or that you learned something, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Much love and pixie dust.